There are just some things you just like don't do for the first time in a post-USSR country. Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. I post a new video every Sunday, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up as it really helps me out. So I mentioned this on the live stream I did a while ago where I cut my bangs, or my mom cut my bangs. But I visited Ukraine earlier this summer. If you want to see the vlogs of that, you can click up here. And I was unfortunately stepped on by a horse. I fell off the horse, and then the horse stepped on me. And I mentioned this in that live, and then realized I kind of needed to explain myself. Sim Equine, my token equestrian subscriber, is just like dying laughing at me in the comments right now. I'm just predicting that, just gonna put that out there. This is a terribly unfortunate story. If anyone knows anything about me, all I do is bust my ass. I busted my ass at Blue Hole, I busted my ass in my sleep, I busted my ass outside of the succulent shop on Mother's Day when I was shit-faced because I tried to match my mom drink for drink.
It's Mother's Day and I'm shit-faced. I walked out of the store and I fell. I can't handle my alcohol. My mom outdrank me on Mother's Day.
If you take me somewhere to do something fun, some sort of physical activity, you need to beware and you need to bring band-aids. The only really safe activity for me is water activities because it's like a zero gravity chamber. There's not a whole lot of falling down going on in the water. There's not much you can hurt yourself on. I am 5'10" with little itty bitty teeny weeny little feet. I can't get around, okay? I just slip them directly into a mermaid tail because if there is an accident to be had, I will have it. I will have it like I have vegan cheesecake. And it's not even like, oh, I'm so quirky and cute and clumsy. Like, I just don't pay attention to what I'm doing ever. I accept defeat very easily in the physical sense. If I can't see a way out of a situation, I'm just going to bust my ass. What else are you gonna do? I've never related to something more than when Edward said to Bella,
you at least watch where you walk.
So the story actually kind of starts right at the end of my very first Ukrainian vlog, where we had just gotten off the Soviet train after a 16-hour ride to arrive at a post-Soviet apartment that had no running water for the foreseeable evening. So we get there and we're discussing, obviously because we just got off this really nasty train with no AC. All my mom and I want to do is shower, and the only thing we cannot do is shower. So we start drinking because Ukraine. So my godmother had come over to kind of visit us our first evening there, and she suggests to me as we're drinking, hey Nicole, I really think we should go horseback riding. Like, do you want to do that? I think that'd be a fun thing to do while you're here. Like, I can treat you to that. My answer exactly was sure, why not? As I'm just sipping wine, getting tipsy, and stinkier by the minute. So we were gonna go within the next few days, and during those few days I was thinking, have I ridden a horse before? I had a very vivid memory of being on a horse and riding it, and I don't know if this was just a dream, but it even included the part where I would get on the horse. Like, I remembered grabbing that handle, for lack of a better word, on the front of the saddle and just kind of swinging myself over it successfully and riding this horse. In the case that this was a dream, I know it's not the same thing, and then I was joking with my friend who was back in the States about this horseback riding dream, and I said maybe it'll be just like those vegan eclairs that I bought ingredients for, and then I went to bed and I had a dream that I made the vegan eclairs and they turned out amazing. And so I woke up the next day to make the vegan eclairs, and they also turned out amazing because I had done it before. So of course I could do it again just in real life. So my thinking was that I have horseback ridden before in my dreams, including the part where I get on the horse. So of course, how could it not be successful in real life as well? So the day comes to mount this pony, to make this terribly awful mistake that crippled me for the rest of our trip. My godmother takes my mom and I to this horse riding company. It's really just some sort of gig run out of the back of someone's summer home. It's like $10 per person to ride this horse, and they're not like huge horses, they're like pretty small ones. I act like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to horses. They're not ponies by any means, but they're like not these huge, I don't know, what do you use huge horses for? Competitive race horses? They're just like casual horses. And the thing about this establishment is that nobody there speaks English, and my mom unfortunately decided she was done with that language when she immigrated here, so I don't speak Russian, unfortunately. I know very little. I can kind of understand what people are talking about, but to hold a conversation, that's not gonna happen. I don't even know Ukrainian. I'm getting mad again all over again at my mother. Sorry mom, I know you're watching this, I love you, but oh my god, why did you do what I'm about to say you did? So I say to my mom, hey, do you mind like assisting me in my mounting of the horse so nothing bad happens, because they can't really instruct me. Do you mind like translating everything they're telling me so I can successfully mount this horse? And she says, yes, Nicole, of course, you can count on me, Nicole. I'm like, good, okay, I'm feeling much better about this now. And I was a little bit nervous because while these horses are small, they're still pretty tall. Even as a tall girl, like, how am I gonna get up there? And so they take all of these horses out of the stable. I don't know if I want to call it a stable. It was just a fenced off area. They take them out of there. There's 3 horses. They line those bad boys up for the reckoning I'm about to have. And they pull out this thing. If you've ever ridden a horse, you will know what this is. They do use these like everywhere else. It's like a step type thing to get onto the horse without having to like jump and swing your leg over like those like professional people do it. And I'm seeing these steps and I'm like, okay, good. There's a way to get up without having to like throw your entire body weight over the horse. So there's a line of 3 horses for my godmother, my mom, and me. And my mom goes, gets on one, and leaves. So then it is my turn, and I'm the last one to get on this horse. And I start climbing up the step block things, and it is so lightweight. I'm immediately shaking. I'm holding onto the horse and putting my weight onto it with my hands, and I don't think I'm supposed to do that, but this horse is taking it like a champ. He was very calm. So I'm climbing up these steps, and they're wobbling everywhere. They're so lightweight. Like, nobody's offering me a hand. It's just bad. Like, as I'm walking up these steps to like the 3rd one, I think it was, I'm like, this is going to fall over. But you know what I do? I just keep going. I don't say, hey, I'm not comfortable with this. No one would understand me anyways. I don't just take the red flag for what it is and dismount the steps. I decide to keep going like a trooper. And this girl who speaks a little bit of English is trying to translate what they're all shouting at me in Russian. They know I don't speak Russian, and they're trying so hard to tell me what to do, and I don't know what they're saying. So this one girl who speaks a little bit of English, the only instructions I got that she said to me was, is like a bike. So I said, okay, it's like a bike. So I just swing my leg over, and I've still got my other foot on the steps, and the steps just gone. So my body is sliding down the horse like this, the way that I came. I'm just 2 legs like this, just bye. So I slide down the side of this horse's body, and I land hard on my ass, the place where the sun don't shine. And I'm just on the ground. The wind is knocked out of me. So much Russian just being yelled. There were like 5 people trying to get me on this horse, and we still couldn't do it. I'm on the ground. I'm in pain. I'm like stunned, but am I really surprised? And then the horse, of course, gets startled. So it kind of trots away. It places a nice good foot right on my leg. So now I'm bleeding. I would have been fine if the horse wouldn't have stepped on me. You know, I've got a lot of junk in my trunk. There was a huge bruise on my butt that I didn't see for a couple of weeks. I just didn't really feel a whole lot, you know? But oh my god, my leg. There's not a whole lot of padding over there. So I'm laying on the ground. I'm trying to come to my senses and start pulling myself up. No. These Russians want to pick me up. Now in the US, I feel like it's kind of an unspoken rule that you shouldn't really pick someone up who has just fallen down. You don't know if you're going to make it worse in picking them up. You don't know if they've broken something. You just like don't really want to touch them. If they want to get up, like let them get up. But these Russians, they just grab me under the arms and heave ho! Lift me straight off the ground. The whole time I'm going, no, please don't pick me up. Please don't pick me up. I can get up. And they don't know what I'm saying, and my mom isn't there, so they pick me straight up off the ground. I am no longer touching the ground, and there was only like 2 of them that were actually picking me up. That didn't stop them. And so they get me up, and the main woman, who was, I guess, like the boss of the whole home/horse establishment, this is the greatest day of her life. She has been living for this for a very long time. She's in the wrong business, okay? She's busting out the first aid kit. She is ready to go. She grabs the underneath of my arm and starts helping me limp to the back of her summer house onto the porch, where she is going to treat me as if she has been waiting for this day since she got into the horse riding business. As we are limping back to the porch, my mom is calling me and she says, hey, where are you? And I said, yeah, I fell off. The horse stepped on me. I'm bleeding everywhere. I'm just gonna wait for you guys back here. And my mom says to me, well, you're not gonna try again? She has the audacity to promise to translate and then leave me with this Russian horse lady, get stepped on by a horse, and then ask me why I don't feel like doing it again. If I could have just said to one of them, hey, could you please hold the steps steady? I might not be here right now, but my translator ran away. Maybe I'm not paying her enough. You guys should watch the ads so this doesn't happen to me again. So I said, no, mom, I really don't feel like, even if I successfully got on the horse, how am I gonna get off? And also, I just don't feel like bleeding all over this horse. The horse didn't really do anything wrong. It looked down and was like, why is this idiot on the ground? And got a little spooked and and ran off. It wasn't even aggressive. It just tripped on me. It literally tripped on me. I'm not trying to bleed on you, pony. So this Russian woman with extreme gusto sets me down on the porch and busts out this first aid kit. And the first thing she pulls out is a bottle of chlorophyll. It's just a green stinky gunk. And as I'm sitting there and she's saying things to me in Russian still. That's the thing about, I don't know if it's just Russians or if it's just like traveling to a foreign country in general. People will talk to you in Russian, find out you don't speak Russian, and then continue. She pulls out the bottle of chlorophyll and I read it as chloroform, and I just accepted it. I said to myself, I guess this is what we're doing now. Just do whatever you want to me, lady. At this point, like, it's not like you can really make it worse. For anyone that hasn't taken a high school science class in a really long time, chlorophyll is like plant innards. It makes the plant green. It's supposed to like increase your red blood cell count, I guess. I don't know what it did for me. I thought I was signing up for chloroform, so she is just layering this green seaweedy goo all over my bleeding leg, and she's wrapping it with these terry cloth patches. These summer house cats start approaching me. I'd like to think to make me feel better. One of them came up and laid down on my lap as this woman's putting what I genuinely thought was chloroform all over my leg. My mom came back with my godmother and she had the nerve to act pissed at me. Well, it's like at this point, this always happens. Like, this just like always happens to me. Also, they gave us a refund of the $10 that my godmother spent on my ride since it didn't happen. My mom and godmother, like, those rides were still charged for, which I thought was interesting. And they actually were all kind of joking about how in the US, if something like this happens, it's not just a refund type thing. Like, it's like a lawsuit. But yeah, I still don't want to like shit on this company summer home business thing, because like they were really nice, and if they just had like a sturdy step thing or like, I don't know, a better method of getting people on the horses, it would have been fine. But yeah, it was an interesting cultural comparison with how the US just generally values safety more. When we got back to my grandfather's apartment, he scolded my mother. "You injured my only granddaughter!" And he said to me, "You never go with them anywhere ever again." Honestly, that was some pretty solid advice, Diedishka. Should I show you my scar? I should show you my scar. It's been over a month at this point, and this is the good old hoof mark right there. This is actually the back of the horse's hoof. It like ran away, like I'm laying on the ground, it ran away like this direction away from me and stepped on me like that. It still doesn't feel right. This is the place where I was bleeding. This is the like scarring, I guess. Also, I don't think these horses were wearing horseshoes. I feel like that would have left a specific sort of indentation in my leg. And it seems like it was just a rough, bare horse's foot mark. And I don't know if that's, should they have been wearing shoes? It was honestly one of the strangest injuries I've ever had, because I had like bruises on my butt, obviously, because I fell, and then I had one on my foot. I don't know what that's from. I wasn't paying close enough attention to all of the things that were happening in the span of like 5 seconds. But the hoof mark started off kind of as a bruise, and then the bruise like leaked like around the rest of my leg, and it looked like I was like severely mutilated. But now it's just this weird scar. It doesn't feel right when I touch it. I'm touching it right now and it just feels like new skin, but it's not new skin anymore. My mom thinks that has something to do with the chlorophyll, chloroform, whatever that stuff is. And God, it burned like a bitch. Did she put vodka on me too? I feel like she put vodka on me too, and then some cloth, and then a cat. The worst part of this all is that when my mom was getting off the horse back onto that 3-step block, my godmother held it steady for her as she was getting off, because she wasn't abandoned in her time of need. So that's great. It's just like so disappointing, because if she just would have held it steady, or if somebody like knew what I was saying, this could have been avoided. But now I have a chlorophyll burn. This is honestly like low-key embarrassing for me, because I can say I have been stepped on by a horse, a Ukrainian horse at that, but I still have never ridden one. Now I feel like I really need to ride a horse, but now I'm a little bit scarred, so it's like, what do I do with this information? Also, is this hoof mark ever gonna go away? Should I get it tattooed on? My mom actually, a few weeks after it happened, she accidentally touched my bruise and it hurt really bad, and I screamed at her, "Don't touch my hoof. I just got a permanent hoof mark on me." The other day she looked at it and said, "Is that still your horse mark?" And I said, "Yes, thanks, Mom." The greatest souvenir you've ever gotten me. This is so embarrassing. You can't take me anywhere. My godmother actually took me to the sea a couple weeks after that, and I shouted to her from the water, "This is so much better than horseback riding." So that is all for now. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've ever ridden a horse and if it was successful. Also, if you are an avid horse rider, have you ever fallen off? Has a horse ever stepped on you? Because I know it can get really bad. I feel very lucky that all I got was a bruise. I know they can break bones. Please make me feel better, because I've never ridden a horse, but I've been stepped on by one. That feels terrible. I hope you enjoyed me sharing my pain and embarrassment with you today, and I will see all of you next week for another video, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye, guys.